She spent 16 years, away from 8 years, training like a gladiator, and 24 years waiting for one specific Olympic moment. But it only took 20 seconds for a freak accident to take it all away.
And Canadian figure skater Deanna Stellato-Dudek will no longer be competing in the team event due to an injury. A huge blow, of course, to the 42-year-old athlete.
Now, with the individual pairs event just days away, the world is asking one question: can a 42-year-old heart heal faster than a 42-year-old body? February 2nd, 2026, Quebec, Canada. A training session. Routine. Normal. The kind Deanna Stellato-Dudek has done thousands of times over 8 years. And then, in less time than it takes to read this sentence, it happens. An accident. The details are private, the injury undisclosed. But the result? Devastating. 4 days later, Skate Canada releases a statement. Deanna Stellato-Dudek and partner Maxime Deschamps will not compete in the Olympic team event due to injury. The Milano-Cortina Games are already underway. The pairs individual event starts in 10 days, and Deanna Stellato-Dudek, the woman who was supposed to become the oldest female figure skater to compete at the Olympics in nearly 100 years, is still in Canada, not on the ice, not in Milan. Being assessed, day by day, her Olympic dream, 24 years in the making, hanging by a thread. This isn't just a sports story, this is a story about time, about what happens when you beat the odds for so long that you start to believe you're indestructible. And then the universe reminds you, nobody is. Let's go back. Deanna Stellato is 16 years old, a singles figure skater from Park Ridge, Illinois, and she's on fire. She's training at the same rinks as Michelle Kwan, competing against the best in America. Her dream? The 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. She has the talent, she has the work ethic instilled by her father, who she credits with teaching her everything about discipline, everything about never giving up. In the year 2000, she wins silver at the World Junior Championships, 17 years old, on top of the world. The future looks limitless. And then her body says no, hip injury. Then another, then another. 4 different hip injuries in 4 years. A pulled hip flexor, a strained hip flexor, torn ligaments, fractured ankle. She's skating approximately 24 months out of 48. The rest? Recovery, pain, watching her dreams slip away. Her last competition, Skate Canada International. She's 17 years old, and she makes the hardest decision of her life. She retires. My life was skating full speed ahead for my entire life up until that moment, she would later say. Then, it was like a slap in the face. Her mother, Anne, remembers it clearly. Deanna came to her, somber, exhausted. I don't think I can do this anymore. She was 1 year away from the 2002 Olympics. 1 year. But here's the thing about Deanna Stellato-Dudek. Her father had died when she was 11. She often wonders if he had still been alive. Would she have quit? Would he have let her? We'll never know. What we do know is that the 17-year-old girl who walked away from the ice in 2001 believed her skating career was over, forever. She had no idea she was only halfway through the story. For 16 years, Deanna Stellato-Dudek lives a different life. She goes to college. She becomes an esthetician. She works at a plastic surgeon's office in Chicago, becomes the director of aesthetics. She has a career. She has a life. The ice? That was a lifetime ago, a different person. The Twin Towers were still standing when she last competed. Most of the skaters competing now weren't even born yet. She's 33 years old in 2016, and here's where the story gets interesting. Work retreat, somewhere outside Chicago, Team building exercises, you know the drill. Someone passes around note cards with questions, icebreaker stuff, mostly forgettable. Deanna picks up a card. The question reads, "What is something you'd do if you knew you couldn't fail?" And without thinking, without planning, the answer comes out of her mouth. Win an Olympic gold medal. She surprises herself. Everyone laughs. It's absurd, right? She's 33. She hasn't skated competitively in 16 years. Figure skaters retire at 25. The body can't handle it. The sport is for teenagers and 20-somethings. Physics doesn't care about your dreams. But something happens in that moment. The question unlocks something. A door she thought was closed forever cracks open. 2 weeks later, Deanna Stellato-Dudek goes to her basement. She finds her old skates, dusty, forgotten, and she puts them on. March 2016. She steps back on the ice for the first time in 16 years. It's rough. Her body has forgotten things her mind remembers. Everything hurts. She's starting from zero, but she keeps going. A coach suggests she try pairs skating. It's different from singles. New elements to learn, lifts, throws, synchronized skating. At 33, she's learning a whole new discipline. 2016 to 17 season, she partners with American skater Nathan Bartholomew. They compete, win bronze at U.S. Nationals in 2018 and 2019. It's working, but in 2019, Bartholomew gets injured. The partnership ends. Most people would stop here, walk away. She gave it a shot, right? Proved she could come back. That's enough. Deanna doesn't stop. She moves to Montreal, tries out with a Canadian skater named Maxime Deschamps. He's 34 years old, ancient by figure skating standards. People tell them they're too old, that it won't work, that they'll never make it to 2022, let alone 2026. But when they skate together for the first time, magic. Right from the beginning, I felt that magic, Deschamps would later say. It was her fire. Age is not something I was concerned about. They decide to represent Canada. Deanna becomes a Canadian citizen in December 2024, just in time for the 2026 Olympics. And then they start winning. 2022, bronze at Canadian Nationals, 4th at Four Continents Championships. 2023, first national title, 4th at Worlds. They're building something. And then comes 2024, Montreal, World Figure Skating Championships, home ice. Deanna is 40 years old. Short program, personal best, 77.48 points, first place. Free skate, one small mistake on a jump combination, otherwise flawless. They finish second in the free skate, but they're still in first overall. Gold medal. The crowd erupts. A standing ovation that lasts over a minute. Deanna can't believe it. "Oh my God!" she screams as they finish their program. At 40 years old, Deanna Stellato-Dudek becomes the oldest woman to win a World Figure Skating Championship in any discipline. The previous record, set 101 years earlier, her competitors bow to her. 24-year-old Minerva Hayes, who won bronze, says, "Deanna, with your age, it's amazing. We were all bowing in front of you. You have my highest respect." Deanna carries it with pride. "It's something I carry with pride," she says. "I hope a lot of athletes stay around a lot longer." But this fairy tale comes with a price. It's important to understand that I am almost never not in pain, Deanna says in an Olympic documentary. "I'm sore every day. I'm still sore on Monday from Friday." She thought she might want children someday. That's not happening now. Not with this schedule. Not at this age. Not with this dream. But she says she wouldn't change anything. Her age, she insists, is not a weakness. It's a superpower. I give my age no power, she tells reporters. I think it gives me strength. I've lived a lot of life. I've loved, I've lost, and I can portray those experiences on the ice. Online, the criticism is relentless. Comments about her face, her hair, her body. People saying she's too old, that she looks tired, that she should retire gracefully. She ignores it all. Because she has one goal left, the only goal that matters, the 2026 Olympics. The 2024-25 season is rough. November 2024, Deschamps falls ill with a severe fever. They have to withdraw from the Grand Prix final. Throughout the season, Stellato-Dudek battles shoulder, ankle, and wrist injuries. January 2026, Canadian Nationals. They're the defending world champions, favorites to win, but they finish second. Silver. Upset by a younger team. Deanna picks up a stomach bug at the competition. She's weak, exhausted, but she pushes through. Because the Olympics are 1 month away. 1 month. You'd have to pry my dead body off that ice, she tells reporters. I'm going to skate no matter what. And everyone believes her, because if anyone can will themselves through pain, through age, through impossible odds, it's Deanna Stellato-Dudek. Early February, 2026, training session, Quebec, 20 seconds, maybe less, an accident. The details aren't public, the nature of the injury undisclosed, privacy, respect, but the impact? Catastrophic. February 2nd, official announcement. Deanna Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps withdraw from the Olympic team event. The individual pairs event, the one that actually matters, the one where medals are won, starts February 15th. 10 days away, Deanna is still in Canada, has not returned to on-ice training, being assessed day by day. Mike Slipchuk, high-performance director for Skate Canada, says it's kind of 2 phases. You've got to be medically healthy, and then once that, it's getting back on the ice. But I think if you get to the ice part, you're definitely much closer. She's not on the ice yet, and time is running out. The Canadian team arrives in Milan without her. Her music plays during practice sessions. Carmina Burana. But the ice where she should be? Empty. Leah Pereira, skating in her place for the team event, says, "Our heart goes out to them. No athlete ever wishes to have that happen, especially so close to the games. It was really weird arriving here and them not being here." Backup skaters are on standby, Kelly Ann Lauren and Lucas ATA. Just in case the woman who spent 24 years waiting for this moment can't make it. As I record this, we don't know the ending. Deanna Stellato-Dudek might recover in time. She might make it to Milan. She might step onto that ice on February 15th and compete in the individual pairs event. She might medal, she might win gold, or she might not. This is the cruelty of sports, of time, of biology. You can do everything right. Train for 8 years, overcome 16 years away from the sport, become the oldest world champion in history, inspire millions of people to believe it's never too late, and then, in 20 seconds, it can all disappear. But here's what we do know. Deanna Stellato-Dudek already won. Not a medal, not a competition, but something bigger. She proved that age is just a number if you refuse to let it define you. She proved that too late is a myth. She proved that you can walk away from something at 17 and come back at 33 and still reach the absolute pinnacle of your sport. Whether she competes in Milan or not, whether she medals or not, she's already become a legend. Because the greatest victory isn't standing on a podium. It's standing back up after life knocks you down. Again and again and again, Deanna Stellato-Dudek has been standing back up for 42 years, and she's not done yet. Which rivalry should we cover next? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Watch for more untold stories from Beyond the Rings.